Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Welcome to the annual bruinnews 29 Oscar special, where we give you all the info on the 78th Annual Academy Awards.
Let's face it, even if we hate them, even if we love them, the truth is, somehow, we're always captivated by the Oscars. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Brigitte, and as captivating as we are, man you all really care about is the comedic host of this year's Oscars, Jon Stewart.
Make them laugh, make them laugh, make them laugh. That's what funny man Jon Stewart's job is going to be on Oscar night.
What kind of chocolate is this filled with? Because this is very heavy.
Stewart is perhaps one of the most sought-after comedians in the country. Because of that status, one would assume that the Academy had to use never-before-seen tactics to secure him as host, right?
Pretty much agreed on the phone first time they called. Should have held out for a basket of some sort, shouldn't I?
The show has long been hosted by a series of funny men, including Billy Crystal and Steve Martin. But with Jon Stewart on board, expect some taboo political remarks as well as a fresher feel to the seemingly stale Oscars.
He's involved with issues. Issues are really what's attracted the movie-going audience this year, and I think the two will mesh very well together.
No one can deny that Jon Stewart is funny, which probably explains his large fan base and their extreme devotion.
You have to be charming. You have to understand what's happening, not only in movies, but in the world. You have to be spontaneous. You have to have a certain elegance about you. And this year's host has all of that.
The question remains, however, can Jon Stewart deliver? Or will he bore the audience into awkward lulls and silences?
This is it. Your time is through. You're boring.
Or will he triumphantly have them in stitches? Find out on March 5th. For the bruinnews 29 Oscar special, I'm Nisreen Habbal.
We're here with one of last year's winners, Mr. Incredible.
Speaking of which, I wonder what film is incredible enough to win Best Animated Feature this year.
From eloping corpses to crazy castles, all the way back to claymation, this year's Oscar nominees for Best Animated Feature are sure to knock your socks off. First up, Tim Burton's Corpse's Bride. This 76-minute feature includes the voices of Helena Bonham Carter, maggots, and Johnny Depp as the lanky Victor. When Victor's arranged marriage goes awry, he retreats to the woods, where he's tricked into marrying the corpse bride.
You may kiss the bride.
Victor's adventures from the land of the living to the dead are sure to tickle a chuckle from an audience of all ages. Next up, Howl's Moving Castle, featuring Emily Mortimer, Lauren Bacall, and Billy Crystal as Calcifer, the fire demon. This magical love story features Sophia, banished to a 90-year-old body who heroically saves her handsome wizard. The colorful and mysterious adventures of this supernatural film is a must-see. And last, but certainly not least, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were Rabbit, with the voices of Helena Bonham Carter and Ralph Fiennes. These clay pals are back and sure to please while they run a humane pest control business full of contraptions and mishaps for their town's giant vegetable competition. But when faced with a mysterious beast gobbling up their prize veggies, they again come through to save the day.
Alluring.
With the competition being so fierce this year, the judges have a tough decision ahead. For bruinnews 29, I'm Layla Bozek.
In what category can you find one of Hollywood's sex symbols sporting a mullet,
A Pirates of the Caribbean star doing Jane Austen,
America's sweetheart ditching her blonde locks,
a desperate housewife posing as a dude,
and one of Britain's oldest and most respected dames posing nude?
Why, the Best Actress category, of course. Let's take a look at the nominees, made up mostly of hot ladies.
The main prerequisite for a Best Actress nomination? Playing a woman. Still, this year's nominated roles all shatter popular conceptions of what a female should be like. In Pride and Prejudice, Lizzie Bennet, played by Keira Knightley, raises some eyebrows in 19th century fashionable British society.
I singled you out as the companion of my future life.
Sir, I cannot accept you.
She's, I think, rather headstrong. She's a very clever girl. She's a big reader, big walker.
Lizzie may be tomboy enough, but in Transamerica, Sabrina Osborne, played by Felicity Huffman, is not even technically a woman.
She is a transgendered woman, so she was born a man, and she's saving up for the final sexual reassignment surgery.
I can't handle this.
Mr. Johnny Cash!
Real-life character June Carter did fulfill feminine roles as wife of legend Johnny Cash, but she refused to be sidestepped and had a career of her own. Actress Reese Witherspoon felt a close connection.
In the fourth grade play, I played June Carter Cash because we did a whole country music history, so I knew a lot about it already.
Other Best Actress nominees include veteran Judi Dench, who plays a wealthy entrepreneur in Mrs. Henderson, someone who does not mind breaking the rules.
Let's have naked girls. Titties.
Extraordinary movies, extraordinary women. If it were up to them, Oscar would not have a man's name. For bruinnews 29, I'm Itanaj.
I know stunning when I see stunning, but when it comes to Oscar dresses, I can't tell the difference between a halter or chiffon gown. Fortunately, Brigitte has all the Oscar fashion bases covered.
Half the fun of an event is getting dolled up for it, and the Oscars are no exception. We went behind the curtain to see what the biggest stars are wearing this year. Let's face it, you may not remember who won Best Actress, but you'll be talking about the best and worst dressed for days. Oscar fashion has become just as important as the awards themselves. And this year, expect to see a return to glamour, but with a modern twist. Long flowing silk charmeuse gowns will share the stage with vintage show stealers from glamorous eras gone by. And warm shades like copper and olive will vie with vivid hues of fuchsia and lilac. But stars searching for the ultimate in show-stopping glamour know it's all about diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. Whether it's minimal or extravagant, diamonds are sure to make a statement on the red carpet. So will the stars keep with the event's theme of a return to old Hollywood glamour, or go for modern and chic? We'll just have to wait and see. The only thing I love more than fashion is men.
Your co-host?
Men who can act. Let's take a look at the nominees for Best Actor.
David Strathairn receives his first Academy Award nomination for his performance as TV journalist Edward R. Murrow in Good Night and Good Luck. This 56-year-old actor is hardly new to the acting world, having appeared in more than 80 movies and TV shows.
We're going to go with the story, because the terror is right here in this room.
Joaquin Phoenix, nominated for his portrayal of country western legend Johnny Cash in the film Walk the Line, has enjoyed fame since childhood. The 32-year-old actor made his first appearance in Space Camp at the age of 12 and has since appeared in such movies as Signs, The Village, Ladder 49, and Gladiator, for which he received a nomination for Best Actor in a Supporting Role in 2000. Phoenix is the only nominee for Best Actor who boasts of previous Academy Award nominations.
To be honest, I knew I wanted to do the movie without even reading the script. I just had a really good feeling about it. The idea of playing such an interesting, complex character that had an incredibly rich life.
You're not Johnny Cash, and you're not going to be Johnny Cash. It's your interpretation. I want to capture the soul of Johnny Cash.
In Hustle and Flow, Terrence Howard plays DJ, a drug dealer and pimp looking for fame as a rap artist. Howard can also be seen in the films Big Mama's House, Hearts War, and Crash, but Hustle and Flow marks a true breakthrough performance for the Chicago-born 36-year-old.
You've got to love someone that fights that hard to become something better, and everybody in the world can relate to losing sight of their dream and needing to grab it and regain focus on what's important in their life. It ain't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
Australian-born heartthrob Heath Ledger is nominated for his portrayal as Ennis Delmar, a man tortured by his love affair with another man. 35-year-old Ledger has had his share of roles in box office flops as well as in major hits. His past successes have included A Knight's Tale, The Patriot, and Monsters Ball, but this year's performance in Brokeback Mountain has earned him his first Academy Award nomination.
I could use my personal fears in playing this role, and I could parallel them to Innes's fears in playing out his love and acting upon his love. And so that's why I knew I could do it.
The bottom line is, we're around each other and this thing grabs hold of us again in the wrong place, in the wrong time, and we're dead.
Whenever there was a scene involving that complexity, I really enjoyed going from portraying this love and affection to just denying it.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is nominated for his role as writer Truman Capote in the movie Capote, which explores the author's journey through the construction of his most well-known book, In Cold Blood. Hoffman, a 38-year-old New York native, has appeared in other hits such as Boogie Nights, The Big Lebowski, Patch Adams, and Cold Mountain. The inspiration for Capote was achieved through the combined efforts of three childhood friends, the screenwriter, the director, and Hoffman himself.
And all of a sudden I knew that it was something I needed to do, and found out that Truman Capote was a lot more than those talk shows.
Because researching this work has changed my life. It's altered my point of view about almost everything. And I think those who read it will be similarly affected.
What interested me was the notion of this very public person who, in the pursuit of getting what he was so desperate to have, in that pursuit, he would end up destroying himself. We literally never discussed an alternative. I think it was Phil was going to do it, or the movie wasn't going to happen.
Everyone knows the stars, but behind every great star is a great director. Let's take a look at the nominees.
This year, all the films nominated for Best Picture also were honored with Best Director nominations. Let's hear what the directors have to say about their visions as captured in these movies. Ang Lee for Brokeback Mountain.
The story really comes down to a love story. Everything they've felt for themselves and for each other, there's no words for it. There's no language for such behavior, for such love. I think people need to know about that side of America. It's very interesting, it's very unique, it's conservative, it's tough.
You want to lose about half your teeth, huh?
Bennett Miller for Capote.
Truman Capote was a very complex and tragic figure. What interested me was the notion of this very public person who, in the pursuit of getting what he was so desperate to have, in that pursuit, he would end up destroying himself.
Have you read the article about the killings in Kansas in the front section of the New York Times? I think that's what I want to write about.
The style of the filmmaking is incredibly unforgiving. The camera scrutinizes performance. It's unflinching, it's right in there. There's no hiding.
Steven Spielberg for Munich.
Speaking to you live just outside the Olympic Village in Munich, West Germany.
I was as riveted as everyone else was in September 1972 to what happened at the Munich Olympics. And I think our film honors what happened to these athletes so that the memory of these athletes will never be lost. One of the things that makes this conflict so complex is precisely that you're dealing with real people. And I wanted to make a very realistic film. I did not want to demonize the target. What I'm doing with this movie is highlighting some of the dilemmas and highlighting some of the issues that need to be discussed. I'm not trying to answer them, but the movie, in a sense, apart from being a human drama which explores what these guys went through, will hopefully stir that discussion.
Good night, and good luck.
George Clooney directed this profile of TV journalist Edward R. Murrow, who spoke out against Senator Joseph McCarthy's anti-communist hearings.
Any man who protects communists is not fit to wear that uniform.
This is no time for men who oppose Senator McCarthy's methods to keep silent.
Said Clooney, there's an opportunity that 1 in 100 young kids actually might learn who Morrow is and have some understanding of what and how dangerous a democracy can be if fear is used as a weapon.
We cannot defend freedom abroad by deserting it at home.
Paul Haggis for Crash.
I hate the fact that as Americans, we just love to define people. We love to say good person, bad person, and we make that decision instantly. No one leaves this movie unscathed, and anyone who thinks they know the truth in the beginning soon learns they knew nothing. I hope they aren't moved, and I hope they are torn, and I hope they walk away talking. I want to polarize people. I want this to be, once you get people angry, you can get them talking. Once you get them talking, people can resolve issues.
For the BruinNews 29 Oscar special, I'm Courtney Bowman.
Ever wonder about the most important man in Hollywood?
Well, here's your chance to get to know Oscar. Weighing in at 8.5 pounds and standing 13.5 inches tall, Oscar is still the biggest man in Hollywood. Since the inception of the Oscar in 1929, 2,578 statuettes have been awarded. But each is made with special care. It takes 12 people and 20 hours to make just one statuette. But how Oscar received his nickname isn't exactly clear. The most popular story is that an Academy librarian remarked that the statuette resembled her Uncle Oscar. Whatever the myth, it looks like the name is here to stay.
While some films get a bald golden man, others get a... Let's take a look at what the Razzie Awards has nominated for Worst Picture of the Year.
TJ? I'm in Amsterdam.
You love it over here.
Amsterdam's so far away.
Police released a sketch of a man.
The first nominee to the Hall of Shame is Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo.
On the other hand, far away could be good.
Rob Schneider is also coincidentally nominated for Worst Actor in his performance as Douche in this Lowest of the Low Gigolo sequel.
These girls at least are gonna be hot, not like back home, right? Hi, I'm Deuce's biggest lady I've ever seen.
Baby hungry?
Baby, never eat again.
Why can't drug hallucinations be real? This shit's starting to kick.
Next up is Dirty Love. Former Playmate Jenny McCarthy stars in this romantic comedy, which is neither romantic nor funny. Apparently the writers used up all their creative juices coming up with the movie title before starting on the actual script.
If this is my future, I pray a large piano falls out of the sky and hits me right now.
And she deserved every bit of that.
Son of a mother.
Holy!
Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott tastelessly crashed and burnt their way to the bottom of the movie barrel in Pukes of Hazard. Featuring Jessica Simpson as Daisy Duke, you know you're in for one heck of an intelligent film.
I think something bounced up into my undercarriage.
That's what they say there.
Okay. You see anybody?
I don't think anyone's here. Who's that House of Wax?
You're not gonna go in, are you?
No one's horrified to see that on this list is House of Wax, which features a teeny bopper cast including Paris Hilton in her first scripted movie.
Look how detailed this is. Tell me this doesn't look real.
The only thing frightening about this film is that it was actually shown on theaters instead of going straight to the DVD shelf.
X figures, they're real people.
Hey, hey! Go! Hey, hey!
Finally, Son of the Mask couldn't disguise itself from possibly being the worst attempt at a comedy ever.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Unlike the first Mask film, this sequel with Jamie Kennedy lacked any humor, taste, or plot.
You've seen the worst, now it's time for the best.
For the biggest award of the night, the competition is fierce between all 5 nominees. So let's start off the Best Picture category with Brokeback Mountain, many critics' top choice because of its win at this year's Golden Globe Awards.
It starts in 1963. You know, These are two men who, because of the rawness and the difficulty of where they've grown up, it's made them very sensitive.
If you can't fix it, you got a standard.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
The most important thing about Brokeback Mountain is that it's a truly great love story.
For me, it's a story of how love transcends all.
I always did recognize it as being the love story that it is.
While Brokeback Mountain is on a roll after its win at the Golden Globes, Crash will definitely be giving it a run for its money at the Oscars, as it won top honors at the recent SAG Awards.
In LA, nobody touches you. We're always behind this metal and glass.
It's really about the things that you don't say and the things that are below the surface.
Put your hands on top of your head, man.
Will you just do what he says?
Now, do you have any guns or knives or anything I might get stuck with?
And I want to see how strangers affect other strangers and just how one person affects another.
With Brokeback Mountain and Crash being such controversial films, it's hard to imagine the Best Picture category could have any more controversy. But the next nominee is here to prove that idea all wrong.
They're all gone.
We have 11 Palestinian names. Each had a hand in planning Munich. You're going to kill them.
And they made the decision to try to go after those people, and that's what this story is about.
One of the things that makes this conflict so complex is precisely that you're dealing with real people. And I wanted to make a very realistic film.
You think you can outrun your fears, your doubts?
Next up on the Best Picture chopping block, Capote, depicting the true story of what else but the controversial author Truman Capote.
I'm following Breakfast at Tiffany's by blazing a different path, by inventing an entirely new kind of writing, the nonfiction novel. When I think how good my book can be, I can hardly breathe.
Truman Capote was a very complex and tragic figure, and the story of the writing of In Cold Blood has within it themes that are just very naturally interesting.
I've decided on a title for my book, In Cold Blood.
Last but not least in the Best Picture category is Good Night and Good Luck, the much talked about George Clooney film dealing with the fight against McCarthyism. Now, doesn't that sound controversial to you?
We will not walk in fear one of another. This is no time for men who oppose Senator McCarthy's methods to keep silent.
It's tough to take on a political giant, but that's exactly what reporter Edward Murrow attempts to do in this film.
Okay, fellas, here we go. We might as well go down swinging. We're going to go with the story, because the terror is right here in this room.
You can't convict people by rumor and hearsay and innuendo.
Good night, and good luck.
With all these great films up for Best Picture, it's anyone's guess as to who will take the trophy home. For the bruinnews 29 Oscar special, I'm Rachel Patta.
Wow, those are great films. I wonder who's going to win. It's going to be such an exciting night.
Yeah, but everyone knows the night doesn't end with the awards.
That's right. Oscar night is party night for the stars.
But why should they have all the fun? Janice and Jaclyn show you how to party like the stars.
Leo, Hillary, Beyonce, and you? Who says that only movie stars and directors can celebrate the 78th annual Oscars on Sunday, March 5th? bruinnews 29 is here to show you how to throw an Oscar party. After deciding who's hot enough to make your party list, the first stop is making the invitations. The internet is the ultimate source to making the perfect invitation for all your guests. Evite.com has thousands of options available for a party thrower. All you have to do is set up an account and you're free to pick out the perfect card to email to your guests, inviting them to your Oscar bash. For a funny and unique invitation, after getting pictures of your guests, cut and glue their heads onto the bodies of real celebs on the red carpet. You can find red carpet pictures all over the internet by simply typing in red carpet or Oscars under Google Images. Inside the card, jot down a simple message like, "We hope to see you on the red carpet." Other important infos to add may be the dress code, the time, and the location of the party. Then, just wait for the RSVPs to come pouring in. With the invitations out of the way, now you can move on to something more important, such as deciding what to wear.
Guys never seem to have a problem dressing up, but ladies, do not make this event stressful. Let me take you to the best place to find your outfit.
You don't have to spend a lot of money buying a new dress. I bet if you rummage through your closet, you'd find tons of things to wear. Remember those homecoming and prom dresses that you've only worn once? Now is a perfect chance to wear them again. Asking some friends if you can borrow something is always an option.
All I had to do was rummage through my closet and voila, I'm set to go. We all know that after the Oscars, the celebrities get their $10,000 gift bags. So why not treat your own guests to your own version of these Oscar goodies?
You can fill your gift bags with DVDs or a burned CD of songs from different movies. Candy, magazines, toy jewelry sets, and disposable cameras won't cost thousands of dollars, but your friends will still love the gifts and have lots of fun with them during the party.
Attention to little details with the food and decorations can really make your party feel like a party for the stars.
Be creative and thrifty at the same time by finding inexpensive foods and decorations like plastic champagne glasses, sparkling cider, and the jumbo-sized candy that you find at the movie theaters. To go along with the Oscars and movie theme, we put up some old movie and Oscars posters, and we even had sushi in honor of the movie Memoirs of a Geisha.
Games are a must-have at the party. Shake things up a bit by playing to the theme of movies nominated for the Oscars this year. Pin the guitar on Johnny Cash is a cute alternative to pin the tail on the donkey. Charades always get the crowd pumping and allow friends to give acceptance speeches that can get the crowd roaring or in tears.
Fair speech, but...
By the time the party's over, your guests won't want to leave.
I should have won Best Friend. This party turned out really great. We have decorations, we have gifts, food, and of course, we've got the Oscars. So I hope these tips helped you out. So remember, just have fun, be creative, and think like a star to plan your very own Oscar-winning Oscar party. For bruinnews 29, I'm Jaclyn.
And I'm Janice.
Good luck!
We've shown you the nominees, we've shown you the fashion, we've even shown you how to throw your own Oscar party.
Now the only thing left to do is to see who takes home one of these.
Tune in Sunday, March 5th to find out who.
I know we will.
Hope you had a great time. Can I see that?
No.
Come on.
No.
The emotion of this moment will never be diminished.
How did this happen?
I'm just a girl who had a dream.